course, the question on everybody's mind these days is what is going on in the real estate market given the current credit crunch, and also the fact that our own market had been slowing down prior to that, since we'd had such unprecedented growth in the last several years. In the last year, since September of 2007, our sales have declined about 50.3% from units sold in the same time last year. We've increased our listing inventory by 29% from September of last year. Sales have declined by 35% in the same month and 45% overall for the year. So the benchmark price has also declined too by about 7%, but I don't know how realistic a figure that is since there's so very little trading. In experience from the past, basically the real estate market doesn't act on emotion or necessity as the stock market does. It doesn't react. It's much more much slower to react. So probably we're not going to see the full impact of this scenario until well into next year. People who've paid large prices for their and have had large paper profits for their properties are not likely to relinquish their hold on those profits in their minds quite so quickly as they might on the stock market with margin calls. Of course, with interest rates to go shooting up to make property unaffordable, this of course would change things. However, the mood of the central banks throughout the world has been to lower interest rates and to maintain the current very historically low interest rates, so there's no concern on that point. We've also got an inventory issue. There's more and more inventory in the marketplace as more and more properties come online downtown, and of course people trying to get out and to hedge their bets before the market falls even slower. Since the crash, or the crunch, credit squeeze, whatever we want to call it, there's been a complete decline in the marketplace here. In October we've only had 10 sales. All those sales have been under the $400,000 mark. We're currently running at 571 active listings in the downtown area. So with 10 sales so far to date, the 17th of October, that's a 1.75% sales to listings ratio. So as you can see, the market is almost in a slow down stop mode. There are still people out there, some people hedging their bets that prices could go up. I read that in the paper today, that there were some realtors thinking that buyers are coming out of the woodwork to buy because they think they're going to be up again in the spring, but I'm not so sure that it's going to be such a fast turnaround. I think we're due for long overdue for a correction, and our market is not insulated completely from the rest of the world. We do have a very picturesque place, a very desirable place to be, a very safe place to live compared with a lot of other areas in the world, but nevertheless we're not completely out of the inured from what's happening in world trends in actual fact.